Welcome to the dark.
Welcome. You are exactly where you need to be. Just listen. Turn off the lights. Put on your headphones. You don't need to see what's coming next. Just listen. And now, here's the story. The Midnight Radio. The Late Drive. Julian was driving his car on a lonely road. The clock on his dashboard showed 3:14 a.m. Outside the night was pitch black. A thick fog covered the road, making it hard to see. Julian worked as a night driver. His job was simple: deliver important packages while the rest of the world asleep. Usually he liked the quiet, but tonight the silence felt heavy and scary. Julian was feeling sleepy. To stay awake, he turned on the car radio. The speaker made a loud hissing sound. Hish. He turned the dial slowly, trying to find a music station. Suddenly, the static stopped, and a voice spoke. If you are listening to this, you are already missing your turn. The voice did not sound like a real person. It sounded like a cold, creepy robot. But behind the robotic voice, Julian could hear someone heavy breathing. Julian felt uncomfortable. He tried to turn the radio off, but the knob was stuck. Do not look in your mirror, the voice said. The lights behind you are not a car. The first danger. Julian could not help it because the voice told him not to look. He looked directly into his rear view mirror. Far behind him in the fog, he saw two pale yellow lights. They looked like a car headlights at first, but something was wrong. They were too close together, and they were not bouncing up and down on the dumpy road. They were floating smoothly in the air. Julian forced a heavy, nervous laugh. It's just a motorcycle, he said to himself. He pressed the gas pedal down. His car went faster, 60, 70, 80 miles per hour. He looked in the mirror again. The lights were not falling behind. They were getting closer. Now Julian could see clearly. The lights were floating 6 feet above the ground. They looked like a glowing eyes of a giant monster. The radio crackled again. He is getting closer, Julian. Julian freeze. How does the radio know my name? The old bridge is ahead. The radio whispered. If you cross the bridge while the traffic light is red, you will die. Pull over, give him what he wants. The red light. Julian heard was beating fast. He didn't know what the monster wanted. The only thing in his car was a brown envelope on the passenger seat. It was completely blank. No names, no addresses, just a heavy package he was paid to deliver. Up ahead, he saw the old iron bridge. On the top of the bridge was a traffic light. As Julian drove closer, the light changed from green to yellow and then to a bright, scary red. Julian slammed on his brakes. The tires screamed. The car slid on the wet road and stopped just a few feet before the bridge. Everything went quiet again. Only the windshield wipers moved. Squeak, squeak. Julian looked in his mirror. The two yellow eyes had stopped too. They were hovering in the fog waiting. Good choice, Julian, the radio said. Now open the glove box, take out the matches, burn the envelope, do it before the light turns green. Julian opened the glove box and shook hand. He looked outside. He saw paper, a pen, and some gum. There were no matches. Julian did not smoke. He never carried matches. I don't have any, Julian screamed at the radio. I don't have matches. Here, matches means the matchbox. Then he will come to take it himself, the radio said. Something on the roof. In the mirror, the yellow eyes started to move again, but they were not floating smoothly anymore. They were bouncing up and down very fast. Something was running towards him. Thump, thump, thump. Julian could hear heavy, bare feet slapping against the wet road. He quietly hit the button to lock all the doors. Clack. He looked in the mirror. The eyes were 20 yards away, 10 yards away. In the red glow of his car's tail lights, Julian finally saw the monster. It was not a human. It was incredibly tall and skinny with a long arm and legs. It looked like a giant black spider walking on the two legs. Its skin was dark and wet. 10 seconds until the green light, the radio said, "He is at your car." Thud. The whole car shook. Something heavy had jumped onto the back of the car. The rear window cracked into 100 pieces. Julian covered his head as a horrible scratching sound came from the roof. Scratch. Long, sharp claws were tearing through the metal roof right above Julian's head. A terrible smell filled the car. It smelled like rotten water and old blood. "Come on, change!" Julian screamed, staring at the red light. The escape. The metal roof began to rip open. A pale, hairless hand with long, dirty fingers reached inside the car. It was moving around in the air, trying to grab Julian's face. The radio suddenly made a loud, beeping noise. It sounded like people screaming. Then the traffic light finally turned green. Julian smashed his foot on the gas pedal. The car launched forward onto the wooden bridge. A loud, angry scream echoed from the roof. The monster lost its grip and fell off the back and of the speeding car. Through the broken mirror, Julian saw the dark creature roll onto the road, stand up, and watch him drive away. It did not follow him onto the bridge. It just stood here, its yellow eyes glowing in the dark. The morning. Julian drove for 3 hours without stopping. He did not look back. He drove until the sun started to come up, trying the sky a warm orange. He finally pulled onto a bright gas station. His hand was shaking so badly he couldn't barely let go of the steering wheels. The roof of his car was ruined, with three huge claw marks ripped onto the metal. Slowly, Julian looked at the passenger seat. The brown envelope was gone. In its place sat a small box of matches. Julian stared at the matches, terrified. He turned off the car engine. The car was completely dead. The lights went out, but the radio did not turn off. Even without power, the radio made a soft clicking sound. A new voice spoke. It was not a robot voice this time. It sounds exactly like Julian's own voice. "Thank you for the delivery, Julian. We will see you on your drive home." Then radio went silent. Julian sat alone in the morning light, knowing he had to drive back tonight. Thank you. And when you know the story, please give me a comment down and a like. And if you find something good, then hit the subscribe button for further video. Thank you.